ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सकगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सकगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita. We have successfully finished 31 slokas in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter, Nature, the Enjoyer and Consciousness, Krishna is teaching us about this material nature and also Prakriti, which is the modes of nature, and also the Purusha, the living entity, the soul, and also the Paramatma, the super soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who is with us all the time as Paramatma, as the super soul. He is there with us. So we are not alone. We are not alone. Krishna is there with us. But we need to feel that. That's what is very important. All the time we should feel that Krishna is with us. We are not at all alone. Krishna is there with us all the time. So we need to feel, we need to understand, we need to realize with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, the king of knowledge, the song of God, Krishna is teaching us about ourselves, and also Krishna is teaching about himself. So we are the soul and Krishna is the super soul, Paramatma, and both are situated in this body. So now that's what we are studying in the 13th chapter towards the end. Krishna is giving us even more knowledge about the super soul. And today from today onwards, we are also going to study about ourselves also, about the soul also. Already in the second chapter, in 20 slokas, very, very clearly Krishna explained, scientifically. No one can argue on that. Very scientifically Krishna explained it. With any scientist we can discuss. Because so much science. Krishna has taught us everything full of science. That we are not the body, we are the soul. We understand very clearly from those slokas in the second chapter that our body is changing all the time. This changes. Right from birth and even right from when we got conceived in mother's womb, and then our body is developing there. So then when we get delivered, so then then when we start growing and then doing all kinds of activities, all such things are, our body is changing. They all show that very clearly that our body is constantly changing. But the self is never changing. Nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataga. Just in 2 lines, Krishna gave that science very well, taught that science very well. The one which is temporary is always changing, but the one which is permanent is never changing. So that's what in this body. The body is changing, which is temporary, and the soul never changes, which is permanent. So we are that soul. So then in another sloka, Krishna explained very nicely, very good analogy. Krishna gives very nice analogy for us to understand, nice examples for us to understand. So the dress what we wear, and when it becomes old and useless, we will throw it away and we won't cry for that. We really don't cry for our dress when it becomes old. In fact, we'll be very happy actually. When we get new dress, new garments, so when we want to wear new garments, we are actually very happy. Happily, we will go and buy the new garments and throw away the old one. So, vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grignati naro parani तथा शरीरानि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि सम्याति नवानि देहि वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीरानि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि सम्याति नवानि देहि. So we will get a new body when our body becomes old and when it is worn out. So jirnani. So we will just throw it away and get a new body. In fact, we will be kicked out of this body. We can't even stay here any longer when our body stops working. But we cry for that and we are worried about it. We are very, very fearful. If we think about death, if we talk about death, so immediately we are very scared about it. We are very, very fearful. Very afraid of it. But when we buy the new dress, we are very happy about it. So that way, when our body becomes old and useless, we are going to get a new body actually. New body, fresh body, new body. But the problem is, if we get such a body again in this material world, the problem is that again it is going to become old, get old, and get diseased, and we will die again. So this cycle repeats forever. We cannot keep on buying new dresses and wearing it all the time. It's not fun. We need to bring an end to this so that we will not take another birth in this material world. We will go to Krishna as well and live there forever. Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata. Avyakta nidanani eva tatra ka paridevana. So, Avyakta, Vyakta. Avyakta is unmanifest. So in the beginning we were unmanifest. We didn't have body. And in the middle we are getting bodies. And at the end also we will not have bodies. So that way, this is science. We need to understand this science very well. Dehi nityam avadyoyam dege sarvasya bharata. So the dehi, the soul, which is inside this dega, dege sarvasya bharata. It is there in the entire body. Is avadyoyam, it is nityam, it is eternal and it cannot be destroyed. Avadyoyam. So like that, many slokas Krishna taught us very, very clearly in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, from the slokas 11 to 30, that we are not the body, we are the soul. Avinashu tu tadviddi ena sarvam idam tatham vinasham avyayasya na kaschit kartum argasi. So, Avinashi, the body is indestructible. Avinashi tu tadviddi, you know that the body is indestructible. Avinashi tu tadviddi yena sarvam idam tatham, which pervades this entire body. Vinasham avyayasya na kaschit kartum argasi. The one which cannot be destroyed can never be destroyed. That's what. The one which cannot be destroyed, no one can destroy that. Vinasham avyayasya na kaschit kartum argasi. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. Krishna is teaching us very clearly that we are not the body, we are the soul. We need to understand. So the sole purpose of this Bhagavad Gita is to realize that we are the soul. So once we realize that we are the soul, then we need to act as per this knowledge. According to this knowledge, that we need to do what is good for the soul. Then we should not be wasting all the time, 24 by 7, only taking care of body. So that means useless. That's what we do. If you don't have this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, if you don't understand that we are the soul, so then if you just carefully analyze people in this way, whatever they do, they work, they eat, go to mall and go to movies and go to do this or do that, anything they do, everything is related to body. Which shop or which mall, anywhere, they are doing something for the soul. They are selling something for the soul. Nothing. Only Bhagavad Gita is the only book which is for the soul. This Bhagavad Gita is the only knowledge. Which university is teaching? Which university is teaching that we are the soul? No one. They spend so much of, we spend so much of money. These days education has become very, very expensive. This has become a very big business actually, education. So, and we work hard and we study hard, work hard and get educated. And then after paying so much to get good degrees, then we need to actually work very hard to earn back. Otherwise, it's very difficult. So that way, we will not find any time. We'll be very busy at work. So no evenings, no weekends, all the time mind will, these days you can work from home, you can do everything. So all the time you will be working. And these days, unfortunately, people work even when they get old also. Even if they get 70s, 75s, even 80s, if they are able to work, they have to work. And sometimes people get retirement and then find another job to work. So, and we also get so much of stress by doing all these things. So 24 by 7 in general, in this material world, it has become so much materialistic that there is no time to sit and think about ourselves. That's very, very unfortunate. If we can't think about ourselves, if we can't get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, if we can't realize that we are the soul, we are not this body, we are the soul, so then we are losing this great opportunity. So that means this entire life is just waste. That's it. It's utter waste, this entire life. If we don't know about ourselves, if we don't spend any time to realize ourselves, in that respect, we are all extremely fortunate that at least this time, every day, at least 6 days a week. So we are actually doing something good for ourselves, for the soul. So at this point of time, we are focusing completely about Krishna, about ourselves, about the soul and the super soul, because we are getting the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the song of God. So this time is very effectively spent in our life whenever we study this Bhagavad Gita every day. At this point of time, our mind is not thinking about anything else in this material world. There are no material thoughts. Our mind is fully merged in Krishna consciousness. So this is a great opportunity for us, which we are very nicely using it actually. We are not wasting this opportunity. So we are getting so much of enjoyment. We are happy. We are very, very happy. We are extremely happy actually. Because there are no worries in our mind at this point of time. At this point of time, we are not thinking about anything in this material world. We are forgetting. Because we are able to connect ourselves with Krishna. All of us are able to connect with Krishna, and then we are able to enjoy. So this enjoyment is the real enjoyment. So when we connect with Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, who is the source of everything, so he takes care of us very well. All of us will be able to realize. Every one of us will definitely realize. We just have to have faith on Krishna. That full faith on Krishna. Krishna is there. He is there in our heart. He is the super soul. He is the Paramatma. He is the Purushottama. He is the Maheswara, Yogeshwara, Parameswara, Visveswara, everything. Krishna is the master. Krishna is the Lord, the supreme Lord. So, that way, if we just depend upon that Yogam Yogeshwarat Krishna, then he gave directly this knowledge, Sakshat Kadayataga Swayam, we will be able to get this knowledge. So this knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is only our asset. It is the only knowledge which only can help us to solve all our problems at once. All our problems, completely solved. Our problems will be completely solved. We will not have any more problems. So there are no worries, no problems, no struggle. This is material world. This is full of struggle only, suffering only. But if you worship Krishna, that's not going to happen. Anityam asukkam lokam imam prapya bhajasvamam. Having come to this temporary, miserable material world, you just worship me. That's what Krishna is saying. Krishna is asking us. So, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are able to progress and we are able to continuously progress day by day, every day. We are able to study. And whenever we put this effort for Krishna, and Krishna is actually putting so much effort for us. Yeyata mam prabatyante tam sateva bhajamyagam mama vatmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasara. So to the extent one surrenders unto me, to that extent I also reward him. I also, in fact, Krishna is saying that I also surrender unto him. I also worship him. Even though Srila Prabhupada has translated us, to that extent I reward him. But what Krishna says that Yayata mam prabatyante tam sadeva bhajami akam. Bhajami means worshipping. So this love is not one way, it is two way. But right now we are making it one way because Krishna loves us so much and we need to reciprocate. That's what is very important. Krishna loves us so much. He has already extended his love to us. It's there for us. Krishna is loving us so much. We need to now just acknowledge, admit that we also love Krishna. We love Krishna also. So, patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadagam bhakti upakritam asnami prayatat managa. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, flower, fruit or water, I shall accept it. That's what Krishna is saying. He wants only that devotion from us, bhakti, preeti, love. So if we just have so much faith on Krishna and love him, and then we are under complete care, under the complete protection of Krishna actually. Otherwise, we are inviting trouble for us. We are ourselves putting ourselves into trouble in this material world, in this temporary world, in this miserable place. And because nothing is certain in this world, nothing is certain for anyone, even for devotees. But devotees don't worry about it. Because devotees don't care. Because devotees actually, because they fully depend on Krishna. That's what is very important. When they depend on Krishna, when we depend on Krishna, we don't want to ask Krishna, Krishna, please do this to me, do that to me, please take care of me and all. No, we don't have to ask him. That is his worries. He will take care. That is his job. Krishna will take care of us. So we just have to fully surrender ourselves unto Krishna. That's what is very important. So that means our mind should be under our control, means our mind should be offered to Krishna. Then only we will be able to control our mind. Without offering our mind unto Krishna, so without thinking about Krishna, we cannot control our mind, because our mind can either think about Krishna or it will think about material world, material sense objects. That's it. So when it thinks about the material sense objects, it brings us a lot of problems. It invites a lot of problems. It brings us a lot of problems. That's our mind. But when it thinks about Krishna, then we are very peaceful. So there are no worries at all. So that is the way to achieve peace of mind. So the peace of mind is only connecting ourselves with Krishna. So if we are not able to connect ourselves with Krishna, there is no intelligence, no steady mind, no peace of mind, no happiness. That's it. Nasti buddhya yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha abhavayataga santi ashantasya kutas sukam. So that's what that yukta. We need to be yukta, not ayukta. Ayukta means when we are not connected with Krishna. Yukta means connection, connected with Krishna. So when we say that we are able to regulate our all our activities, so that means that is possible only when we are able to connect ourselves with Krishna. If we are not connected with Krishna, we won't be able to control. We won't be able to regulate our senses. So that way, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is everything for us. So if you get this Bhagavad Gita knowledge fully and you can make use of this knowledge in our life, so then our life will be full of bliss. So in the 13th chapter, in the sloka number 31, what we studied, Krishna said that, Yatha bhuta pratak bhavam ekastam anupashyati tatayeva cha vishtaram brahma sampatyate tada. So, bhuta pratak bhavam. So, divided into different identities. That's what bhuta pratak bhavam. But still, one who is able to see that he is in one. Ekastam anupashyati. So when a sensible man ceases to see different identities due to different material bodies and sees how beings are expanded everywhere, he attains the Brahman conceptions. So that way, we will be able to see Krishna everywhere, the super soul everywhere, the supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna everywhere, but he is there everywhere. So then in sloka what we are studying today, in the sloka number 32, Krishna is teaching us that Anaditva nirgunatvat paramatmayam avyayaga sarirastopi kaunteya nakaroti nalipyate. Anaditvan nirgunatvat. Anadi means no beginning. Same thing for us also. Krishna is also Anadir, Adir Govinda. But Krishna is also Adir. Adir means he is the beginning of everything. So Krishna already said that the soul, we are always there. So Prakritim Purusam Chaiva Vidyanati Upasade. Krishna said that they are Vidya Anadi. So you understand that they are Anadi, Prakriti and Purusha. So already we studied about it. So same thing here, Krishna is saying that Anaditvan Nirgunatvat. Nirgunatvat means it is free from the gunas. So Nirgunatvat. So Paramatmayam Avyayam. Sarirastopi Kaunteya Nakaroti Nalipyate. So that's what we need to understand. So the living entity, but we are controlled. The problem is that we are controlled by the modes of nature because we are associating with the modes of nature. So the super soul, Krishna, is beyond all these things. So Anaditvan Nirgunatvat Paramatmayam Avyam. So Paramatma. So Paramatma is super soul. So here Prabhupada translates as the imperishable soul is transcendental, eternal and beyond the modes of nature. That's what Prabhupada is teaching. So Sarirastopi Kaunteya Nakaroti Nalipyati. So it is inside the soul and it is Nakaroti Nalipyati. So it's not doing anything and it is not bound by anything. But the problem is that we think that we are the doer. So that is the problem. So when the three modes of material nature are doing it, the problem is that we are thinking that we are doing it. So that is what is a problem. So if we don't think that, then we are free. In fact, we are not doing anything. We are not doing anything. Everything is done by the three modes of material nature. We are not doing anything. That's what we need to understand. Everything is done by the three modes of material nature. So we are doing nothing. So that's what we need to understand. So that knowledge, if we have, so then we will be freed from the modes of nature. That's what in the 14th chapter on sloka we are going to study. Krishna says that one who sees that nothing other than the modes of nature is doing everything, he is immediately freed from the modes of nature. Na anyam gunebhyaga kartaram yatha drashrana pasyati gunebhyascha parameti madbhavam sovadhigacchati. So we need to see that. So that way, those with the vision of eternity can see that the imperishable soul is transcendental, eternal and beyond the modes of nature. So despite contact with the material body, O Arjuna, the soul neither does anything nor is entangled. So that's what Sarirastopi Kaunteya, even though it is inside this body, Sarirastopi Kaunteya, Nakaroti na lipyate. So it's not doing anything nor is entangled. So soul neither does anything nor is entangled. So the only problem we are bound into this body, the only reason because of our ahankar, because of our false ego, because we think that we are doing it, and because we want to enjoy. That is the natural constitutional position of the soul. Want to be happy, but we are trying such enjoyment. We are trying to get such enjoyment from this material well. So from the wrong place. So that's where we are committing mistakes. We should not be trying to enjoy this material well. We should actually enjoy with Krishna. So then we will be freed from the modes of nature. So that way, the soul is actually free from everything. But because of our thinking, because of our attachment, because of our misuse of free will, so that's why we are actually struggling and suffering. We already studied in the 13th chapter. Krishna said, "Prakriti stoi bhungte prakriti janpuna." So karanam gunas sangosha. Karanam gunasangosha saddasadyoni janmasu. So because we are associating with the modes of nature, we are under the control of the modes of nature, means it is because of we are thinking that we are doing everything. So that's why the modes of nature is able to control us. And when we are having material attachments, then immediately we will come under the control of mode of passion. When we are ignorant, then we are controlled by the mode of ignorance. So that way we need to get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and realize that we are not the body, we are the soul, and the soul is pure. So the soul is pure. So that way we need to actually, our enemies like Kama, Krodha, everything is covering our knowledge. So because we don't have that knowledge, so that's why we are struggling and suffering in this material world. Once we get that knowledge, then we will be able to get out of this material world by Krishna's mercy. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished this sloka number 32 in the 13th chapter. So we just have to 3 more slokas only. So 35 slokas to finish this 13th chapter. Hare Krishna, I will stop now and we will discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. I request you to post the questions in the chat window now so that Timur Prabhu can ask your questions to Guruji. Hare Krishna.